Well, good evening. It's Wednesday evening, November the 13th, 2019. It is Journal 225, Transplant plus 225. I suppose if I had to pick a title for this evening's blog post, it would have to be Windshield time, because I spent a good portion of the day sitting behind the wheel on my way back and forth to and from Duarte in the City of Hope, back and forth to the mothership, as it were, for a Patient Family Advisory Council meeting today, which was a wonderful experience. It seems like every time I've met with the council, every time I've participated in the meetings, it's more or less reinforced my faith in the ability of meetings to accomplish anything. I had a number of really bad experiences with them organizationally, and kind of lost hope. And at least now, at least for the time being, that hope has been restored appropriately at the City of Hope, right? And today's topic was service excellence, and it was just reassuring to be part of all of that. But that's not really what I want to talk about. What I really want to talk about is the fact that I was in the car alone, which is unusual. Usually I ride back and forth to the PFAC meeting with a dear friend of mine. Now we alternate driving, and it makes the drive a lot easier to go through. Or Leslie and I are headed out there for meetings with doctors or lab work or whatever. We'll be out there again on Friday for testing and lab work and a meeting with the doctor. But I had a flashback while I was driving. Early in a consulting gig I had years ago with a large program distribution group, I had the opportunity to leave the shop for a week and fly up to the Northeast, pick up a number of, actually hookup would be a better term, because I didn't pick them up, they picked me up, meet with a number of sales representatives, jobber and warehouse sales representatives, who represented a large chain of automotive parts houses across the Northeast, and some manufacturers' reps, some representatives of some of the manufacturing companies in the automotive aftermarket, and drive up to Presque Isle, Maine, and then drive back down to, I don't remember where I flew into. I don't remember going back. I don't remember the trip to or from the Northeast. I do remember the people I was with, because they later became really close friends. And it was the first time I was exposed to the term windshield time, and had it defined as, as those many hours spent behind the wheel of a car looking out the front windshield as you move from one sales appointment to another across great swaths of territory. And that's what this was going to be. It was going to be 7 days, 6 nights, 6 dog and pony mini trade shows in different cities across 3 states. And bad food, pizza, rubber chicken, late nights, long drives, and it was a fascinating experience, because it was the first time that I really got to appreciate being in the car like that. I mean, there was obviously conversation, because there were 3 or 4 or 5 of us in the car, depending on where we were and who was riding with who at any given moment. So there was conversation, hours of meaningless conversation to break up the monotony of the drive, but there were also hours and hours of just quiet time, time to contemplate, time to think, time to wonder, time to daydream, time to uh, create a vision of whatever future it was you were trying to accomplish at that particular moment, whatever success you were looking for. And it was at that moment I realized that windshield time can be some of the most productive time that you ever spend, and produce some of the greatest value you ever have if you use that time constructively, if you turn the radio off, if you don't allow the distractions. Now, this road trip that I'm talking about occurred a long, long time ago. And probably 20 years or more. And cell phones and text messaging and the internet weren't exactly what they are today. But still, there's an opportunity here when you're in the car and you may be alone to use that time wisely, to use it intelligently, to use that time to construct a very clear vision of the future that you want, or work your way through problems that you have, or straighten out relationships that have started to go sour, or do any one of a number of other things that can only be done inside your own head. So I would urge you to use that time wisely. I know it gave me an opportunity to work my way through some issues with regard to misfire, what to do when things aren't running on all cylinders, and creating exposure and awareness about the book so that I can take its message to a greater audience, to move it beyond, beyond the automotive service aftermarket, and figure out today's ride, figuring out how to approach the building trades and small business owners within that community. So the time can be useful, it can be productive, it can be whatever you want it to be. It can be time used for sports radio, or talk radio, or any one of a number of other things. But I would urge you every once in a while to experiment with windshield time in the quiet and see what you can come up with. It's realistic that you can actually wind up meditating while behind the wheel. You don't have to sit with your eyes closed, your legs crossed, your thumbs and index fingers on your lap. You can just look out the window and take in the wonder of being able to drive, being able to move from one place to another. Perhaps the beauty of a sunrise, a sunset, the wonder of just being. In any case, try it. You'll like it. Who knows? Windshield time. Till tomorrow, stay well, take care. I'll be back with you then.